These artists are the voices of what was actually going on in real time, creating music so powerful that it had the nation watching, listening and talking. What made the UK take notice? What made the law come down on artists that created this genre of music? This is the story of UK drill, a genre that changed the UK rap landscape and swept the nation, and essentially the world, but in many cases came with serious repercussions. Let's get into it. This is Dutty Culture, a channel dedicated to sharing stories and moments in culture surrounding music, fashion and art. Today, I'll be looking at something that is not all positive, but I'd be really interested to get your opinions in the comments. So please sit back and enjoy the video. This story covers a movement, a moment, and a genre that was not only something that people were enjoying, but also had a crossover effect that had serious consequences for people involved. Lives were being lost during the height of this era, so I want to say rest in peace to those that lost their lives during these years, and show respect to the people not involved in the music that were affected in different ways. Also to the young people that continue to lose their lives in the streets across the world to this day. Drill music originated in the United States. Chicago, to be exact, was where it was born. Now I won't go too deep into the lineage, but many state that drill as a term was created by a man named Pac-Man. It was a term that was used in language, but eventually grew into a music genre. After Pac-Man's passing, it was King Louie and others who would fly the flag for drill in Chicago, making it even more popular. It was the lifestyle, familiarity, as well as the hard-hitting, gritty sound, relatable lyrics and voyeuristic visuals that the young people in the UK related to. And a fleet of young Chicago rappers started making waves with this new sound, with artists such as Little Jojo, Little Herb, Fredo Santana, Little Durk, and producers like Young Chop and DJ L. There was one artist in particular that helped push the sound to another level, popularizing the sound and becoming a pioneer in the genre, and his name was Chief Keef, as he opened up the doors to his grand's house and changed the world. It was the area of Brixton in South London which we can name as the main inception point of UK drill. Around 2012, a year prior to Sneak Bow's Touch a Button, and 4 years after Gigs Talking the Hardest Tim and Barry TV freestyle, UK rap artists began to be influenced by the Chicago drill sound, which was ringing off in the States and going worldwide. It was around 2013 when things began in the UK. Now there is always going to be a back and forth regarding who started it.
Alright, cool. Who put UK drill on the map? Fam, I'm not even being biased or nothing. I'm gonna say Sticks.
Sticks started it, yeah?
Yeah.
But
he put it on the map because everyone followed him. So everyone followed that.
Yeah.
So whoever put it on the map that you think put it on the map, followed him. So he put that person on the map.
Alright, fair enough. I was gonna say, me personally, I think 6-7 put it on the map.
But that's not what we're here for. The trajectory was a culmination of factors, and all artists involved played a major part. But undoubtedly, it was two crews that started the movement, and they were 150 and 6-7 from Brixton. On February 6, 2013, an artist named Sticks from the crew 150 dropped Let's Get It on YouTube, which was on a Chief Keef type beat. Chief Keef's influence could be heard in 2012 on a track called Psycho by Sticks, in which he states Sosa Baby on the intro, a nod to one of Chief Keef's AKAs. Sticks had only started making music the previous year in 2012. Then on March 16, 2013, an artist called Dimzy dropped I'm OJ, I Don't Play, featuring Scribs and Monkey, all of which were from the crew 6-7 from Brixton, on what I believe to be a Chicago drill inspired beat. Later on in the year, Sticks dropped a track called Really in the Field, dissing 6-7, in which Scribs from 6-7 responded on the same instrumental, which kicked off the lyrical back and forth between them. Both crews used to be cool, but something separated them, and certain events led up to each crew putting out diss tracks. Sticks and M-Dog released another diss track called It's Crackin', which dropped on December 10th, 2013 on Demand via YouTube, which blew up and is on the list of iconic UK drill tracks. 6-7 responded, which featured Dimzy, Scribs and Monkey in February 2014, again on the same instrumental with a track called It's Frying, which released on Pac-Man TV, and is another iconic track which brought in crazy views at the time. Both tracks were popular due to the back and forth, but also because of the new sound that had emerged, a genre that had so many layers that it made a significant impact in the streets and in UK culture as a whole. So how did this genre of music create such a shake-up in the music industry? With that in mind, let's keep looking back at the build-up. 2014 saw the emergence of more artists, some who were affiliated with either crew. They were indirectly exploring and developing the UK drill sound with the dark, gritty lyrics and real visuals, allowing them to express themselves. Something about the sound resonated so much with the youngers from the streets and the areas of their cities that were largely underprivileged. In 2014, Scribs from the Crew 6-7 was given a 2-year order by police, which stopped him from releasing music videos or performing. But on October 8th, 2014, we saw the release of one of UK Drill's biggest tracks to date, Live Corn, which was under a new alias, LD. In the video, he completely covered his face and went on to wear a mask, which is now synonymous with the image of UK drill, and one of the many reasons why he is known today as the godfather of drill, innovating the sound alongside his cousin and producer, Carnes Hill. 2014 also produced another notable and classic track from a rapper named Perm, who is from another Brixton crew called CT. They were cool with 150. This track was called Dotty on the Ride and was produced by DJ L. This was also notable due to other reasons, when the original was removed from YouTube and later re-uploaded as a censored version. In 2015, things went up another level in the genre, as the popularity of the sound started to spread to all corners of London, and new artists started emerging. And another crew, 410, started making noise. 2 artists from the crew, Y Rendo and AM, dropped a track called Kick Down Doors in December 2015, which blew up, creating a drill duo who went on to create more impactful songs in the genre, with Y Rendo now going by the name Skengdo. 2016 saw crazy heights in the UK drill genre. Producers like Carnes Hill and Quiet Pat were 2 well-known names that were moulding and shaping the UK drill sound and produced some of the best tracks from the genre. Carnes Hill was working with 6-7 and their affiliates, and Quiet Pat working with 150, 410 and theirs. February 2016 also saw the release of one of UK Drill's most iconic tracks, Less Lurk, which featured on Link Up TV and featured the road rap legend Giggs. This track currently sits at 23.5 million views. Another crew and artist who were a pivotal part of the UK drill movement started to make noise too, as in June 2016, an artist by the name of Lowski would release one of, if not the biggest tracks of the year, called Hazards. Lowski was from the group Harlem Spartans, based in Kennerton. I have a video on him which you should check out after this one. Other notable artists of the year were A1 from the 9, who dropped a track in January called Op, and Abracadabra with Robbery, which dropped in July 2016. That also had a remix featuring Krept and Conan that dropped not long after the original, which currently sits at 29 million views. At the end of 2016, we also saw the beginning of the solo career of K-Trap with the release of his banger David Blaine in December 2016. In 2017, we saw the rise of the Harlem Spartans as they dropped their classic Kennerton Where It Started, along with Call Me a Spartan, which are 2 tracks that put the Harlem Spartans on the map and brought UK drill more mainstream. Let's also not forget the rise of Heady One in 2017 as the collaborative mixtape Drillers and Trappers released in the same year. The music was a product of the environment. The UK streets shared the same conflicts and similar conditions of living as the youngers who were brought up in the Chicago streets. This isn't about a competition with the states on who has it worse. It makes no difference. This is just the youth with nowhere to turn. Broken homes, single parent families, areas where youths are exposed to drugs and other vices as well as crime. UK drill started to show youths in these areas that they could be successful too, gaining fans all over the UK and the world, gaining millions of views and getting attention from mainstream music platforms and labels. This was new territory, especially for something that was built on their hard-hitting realities. But this was the problem. The things that the artists rapped about were real. The people they spoke about, they had real life situations with. The youngers that were lost in the streets were instantly being spoke about in real time. And this was the problem. A problem that may have created an epidemic in real time alongside the music. Now that UK drill had all this attention, artists also had more attention from the police. The thing was that a large percentage of artists were actually living what they rapped about. One incident got mainstream attention when in 2018, 5 members of a crew called 1011, now known as CGM, were given a court order which banned them from releasing music and videos without police permission, having to give notice when any music was released. As they were caught in a car with weapons. In court, music they made that referred to incidents on the streets was presented as evidence. In the end, they all received various sentences in relation to the crime. In 2019, 410 crew members Skendo and AM were handed a 2-year suspended sentence after they performed the song Attempted 1.0 that breached an injunction they had in place, making legal history. Members from several crews over those years were arrested, some sentenced to lengthy terms due to the nature of their crimes, and the music that they made was being presented along with other evidence. During this time, in 2017, the popularity of drill music also coincided with the rise of knife crime, which peaked in 2017. The police commissioner at the time, Cressida Dick, ordered YouTube to remove 50 to 60 videos from around 2016, and by 2018, YouTube removed around 30, as they believed that drill music was inciting violence. In many of the past cases, you could see why they turned to this being the reason, as there was direct evidence. But this was definitely not the full answer to the problems at hand. Things also need to be tackled at the base level, investigating the reasons behind why these areas have become so unsafe, as the conflict in these neighbourhoods are not new.
And for drill, yeah, there's negative stuff, but it's positive. You get people being able to create businesses. Do you know what I mean? You've got artists. These artists, they've all got limited companies now. They pay taxes. They're learning how to be businessmen. If you don't think that's positive, then what do you want them to do? Without drill, we wouldn't all be here.
But while these issues were being tackled, and are still being tackled, like many other music genres, artists and producers began to make a little switch to more catchy hooks, with the tone of the lyrics being a little lighter in subject matter, and the production provided a backdrop and energy that was more commercial. This birthed a new era, but at the same time, to some, it essentially killed the other. This is where you will have many UK drill purists saying that UK drill is dead. But during 2017 and 2018, at the height of the attention to the genre, and in the same year that artists and crews were being arrested and charged, new artists were emerging and making a statement. And the artists that birthed the genre were getting recognition. Many notable things in the genre included 2 of 6-7's mixtapes charting. Let's Lurk, released in September 2016, peaking at number 66 in the UK album charts, and their follow-up, Glorious 12 in 2017, charting at number 71. In 2018, Lowski was credited by Drake as an influence on his project Scorpion, and Drake also dropped a freestyle on a UK drill beat on Link Up TV in July 2018. Unknown T dropped his iconic track Homet and B and can be credited as the first UK drill track to chart, peaking at number 48 in the UK singles chart in September 2018. This was then followed up by Dig That being the first in the top 20 with the Air Force remix in November, and then Russ Millions being the first to grab a top 10 in December 2018. Russ Millions also went on to get number 1 with Tion Wayne a couple years later. There is a lot more to dive into in regards to the evolution of the sound, and I think I will follow up at some point with a deeper dive. But as new artists were jumping onto this newly evolved drill sound, taking the subject matter to different places and charting, you can't help but think the genre was also a good thing. And many have argued that fact, as it's changed lives and removed those from bad circumstances that they were born into. The separation of UK drill then and UK drill now exists, but it is not dead. It's just less reality based, and the quote unquote real ones that still make it are now censored. UK drill allowed the streets and blocks to report on its reality in real time. This wasn't just about music and violence, but it was also about the environment many can't escape. The UK's reaction to this wasn't to get the boots on the ground and see where they can help, but it was to outright blame the music at a time when things began to get out of control. But we all know that there is more to it than that. The UK drill purists that use Reddit and follow our UK drill and other drill topics will tell you that real drill is dead or is hard to come by. And that's a fair statement, as YouTube continues to be monitored and continues to remove videos from the platform. but the evolution of UK drill can be seen as the key to artists being able to make a living off of their creativity without the street politics and rivalries. As I stated earlier, this, along with a few other videos I've made, I want to revisit and get more in depth and fill out the timelines when I'm able to free up some more time. Let me know if you'd be interested in the comments. Also, please like and subscribe to see videos every week and to help me reach that goal. Thank you.